Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Road to Indy Insider Live. My name is Rob Howden. It's Saturday. It's the weekend. It feels really weird, actually, to be doing one of these shows on a Saturday, having just raced a Thursday, Friday at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So, again, a little unique here, but knowing that we're crossing our fingers, still holding on to the fact that we should be going to Mid-Ohio next weekend for a triple header for USF2000 and a double header for our Indy Pro 2000 drivers. I thought I'd get this one done here today. It's an open Saturday. I'm going to the U.S. Nationals tomorrow, so let's take advantage of a Saturday and talk to one of our drivers on the road to Indy. We'll do the same thing hopefully early next week. I'm looking to try to see if we can't get Stingray Robb to join us, potentially Christian Brooks as well. Of course, a tremendous 3-race win week, 2-day event for Stingray Robb, and Christian Brooks getting on the podium as well a couple times at USF 2000. Look for them next week, probably, I would think, Tuesday. Today, though, joining me, a first-time winner in the USF 2000 program, actually scoring a couple of victories as well. Just 18 years of age. Eduardo Barrichello from Pabst Racing is going to be joining me here today. A big win for him in the opening round. I just put up the fact that he was my driver of the race because just the way he went forward and attacked the drivers in front of him and was able to get by. I thought that was just a tremendous drive. I'll come up with the rest of the drive of the races today and tomorrow and likely Monday so we can get all 3 races. Obviously, a lot to get out there. So I'll be looking over the film and checking it out again. But let's bring Eduardo in here right now. There he is, a race winner in USF 2000.
Let's go. I couldn't believe it. My start of the weekend was quite okay. We qualified 3rd.
Yeah.
And coming from there, I knew we could fight for the win. And as soon as I found myself in 3rd, kind of catching Kiko, who was leading by the time. We were really catching him, me and Reese Gold, but I figured Reese Gold was a little bit faster than me.
Yeah.
But I still tried to really push, and once they started battling, I think it just created a whole 3-way battle.
It did.
And I came out on top.
Well, listen, I actually watched it again this morning just because I wanted to have a look at it, and it was big run out of the last corner. Kiko goes to the bottom. Reese goes with him. He pops out. And from the camera we're using, all of a sudden, you made it 3 wide. I'm like, okay, here we go. This is going to be interesting. And then I think at that point, Reese tried to make the move, locked it up a little bit. You were able to get inside of Reese there. And then the pass to come back around on Kiko as well. Really good run. He blocked to the inside. Just a really perfect over-under. Give me your thoughts when you came out of the corner with the lead with only a couple laps to go.
I was shaking.
Were you nervous?
I couldn't believe I was leading. I was waiting for that moment for so long now, and I couldn't really believe it. My last lap was one of the longest laps I've ever completed. And, I mean, it all went right. I wouldn't say we were lucky because we made some pretty good moves.
Yep.
But we were tiny bit lucky, I'd say, because they started fighting and stuff. So yeah, we could. I only led 1 lap, but it was the one that had to be led.
No doubt about that. It was a great run. We'll start by talking about the events that happened. We're going to go back a little later in the show here. We'll talk about your career coming through karting. We'll talk more about what you're looking forward throughout the rest of the year and, of course, in 2021 and beyond. Let's talk about one of the things that I read as well. Of course, I'm up in the announcer's booth, the podium. I wasn't able to get down when you guys came out of the car, but you get out of the car and your dad is there. And I think that was that kind of a surprise that he wasn't going to be coming, or you hadn't seen him for a couple of months, had you?
I hadn't seen him for 3 months now.
Wow.
And me and my dad were really, really close. So it was a very, very hard time for us.
Mm-hmm.
And one day my brother called me. He said he needed me to get something that was out of the house or something like that. And I woke up, I went to open the door and they were there. I was in complete shock. And yeah, it was really good to have my dad with me in the racetrack. He helps me so much. He mainly helps me to focus in the right stuff, to really focus in what the car is doing, to go back in the videos and be like, oh, you were causing this to the car, so it's not really the car that's doing that, or just kind of keeping me in the right mindset for the whole weekend, I'd say. And just because of his experience is something huge to have him by my side.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And I'm sure for him, there's an urgency of wanting to jump right in and really, really help you, but then he also kind of wants to come back a little bit, just be a dad and enjoy it and kind of let you work with your team. You feel like he's got a good balance on that, or does he always want to try to maybe get a little deeper?
He has a really good balance with it. We've had trouble before because he just knows too much.
He does.
So he's always trying to help, but at the very beginning of my career was very hard because he would tell me, I'd say like 15 tips, and I couldn't remember one before the start because I was so nervous. So
that's so funny.
Yeah, we really had to adjust it, but nowadays is really good, and especially after 3 months that I hadn't seen him, it was a really good feeling to just after I won the race, I just saw him crying in victory lane, and I was really, really happy. We've been working so hard for that. He also works so hard to get me the opportunity to be here.
Yeah.
And it was a moment I'll never forget.
So you get that first race win, and Eduardo, you probably had this when you were coming through your karting ranks. You got that first big karting win in junior, whatever it may be. It takes so much pressure off, right? It gives you more confidence because I can just imagine. Of course, you had the one race on Thursday, and then 2 races on Friday. I have to believe that the sleep you had on Thursday night was so good, knowing that you had that confidence going into the next day.
Yeah, it was really amazing. That's really what you said. Like the pressure just goes out. It goes out.
Yeah.
Getting into qualifying into Friday, I was so relaxed in the car. I was just enjoying myself really because
that's it.
I had already achieved what I went there to do.
That's it.
Yeah, I was really relaxed. I was just having fun. Trying to focus to be fast. Obviously, I was also trying to win as I did. But in race 3, some people came to tell me, "Oh, were you too relaxed for race 3?" And it wasn't like that. I was a bit more relaxed than the day before, but we tried something new in the car, and it didn't work out. But 1 top 5 and 2 wins. Wasn't too bad, was it?
No, not at all. And I know that you and I talked before we came on here about the championship itself, and you don't really look at the championship and say, you know what, this is what I've got to do. I mentioned the line of if you win races, the championship takes care of itself. But you did make a big move up. You're now 57 points behind Christian Rasmussen. You're going to Mid-Ohio, a track that you guys are pretty good at as well. Overall, though, are you happy? Are you happy moving forward in the championship like that now, or are you still saying I just want to keep winning races? I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, really. I'm not really worrying about it. I want to keep doing the best job I can, just to keep getting closer to that. But in my mind, when I won the race, I wasn't like, oh, now I'm closer to him. I wasn't even thinking about it, As you said, winning races is just going to cause you to win the championship.
That's it, yeah.
But now the difference is way, way, way too big, which I hope we can catch him in the end of the year. And we're going to try really hard, but I'm not thinking about it right now.
And there's a lot of racing to go. I mentioned this when we were on the broadcast. It feels weird because it's the start of September, but you guys still have, what is it for you? A triple header at Mid-Ohio, you guys still have 8 races still to go. There's a long way to go.
Yeah. I mean, we've had 9 races now.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So it's we can kind of say that it's half of the championship now.
Yeah.
But the distance in points are really big.
It is.
And I hope we can do it. I think we can do it.
Well, you got Mid-Ohio coming up. We'll cross our fingers that IndyCar will announce that. What about New Jersey Motorsports Park in October? Have you ever been there before?
I have, actually. My first year in single seaters, 2018 in F4.
Yep.
And it was me and Kiko and even Rasmussen. We raced together there.
Yeah.
So us 3, I think we're gonna have a bit of advantage getting into there because we already know the track.
Yeah.
I didn't really do good there, but yeah, we'll try to do a good job there.
That's funny. All right. Well, you have the experience, good or bad. You have the experience. You mentioned Kiko Porto, and I found this really interesting. I didn't really know coming in how good of friends that you guys were. Of course, you're both from Brazil. You live now in Orlando. Kiko's actually staying with you here this week. Tell me what it's like, especially with you guys battling out, because Kiko's kind of been stepping up, a couple of pole positions for him. What was it like when you were going after him for the race win? That would have been interesting, battling with your best friend.
Yeah, it was really weird. We've had a couple of battles in the early days in go-karting and all
Mhm.
that. Even in go-karting here in the United States, we've always been battling like that. So I wouldn't say we're used to it, but it's always a weird feeling,
Yeah.
trying to catch your best friend and trying to, because you always have that aggressive feeling of like, yeah, I got it. I'm gonna get him and I'm gonna
Mhm.
overtake him, and I'll just do whatever I can to pass him. And you have to get that feeling from somewhere,
Yeah.
but it's really hard against your best friend.
I can
But
imagine.
I was really proud of Kiko, of his pole positions. I was a little bit frustrated on second quali because he out qualified me by less than half a tenth.
It was a little bit. That's right.
But yeah, that's what I told him. I was, if it wasn't me, I would be really happy if it was him. So it was a Brazilian front row, which
It was.
Brazil was really happy about. So
Yeah.
I was really happy.
That's awesome. Let's talk a little bit. You mentioned go-kart racing. Let's talk about your career. Obviously, your father, Rubens Barrichello, legend in the Formula One world. So I got to think that you're going to get into racing sooner or later. When did it happen? Did he push you at all? Did he kind of introduce you to a go-kart, or did you keep asking for one for Christmas every year?
So that's how it happened. I was 6 years old, and my
Yep.
dad gave me a go kart in Brazil.
Yeah.
I drove it for about a month, and I was like so bad. I was horrendous at it. Like I couldn't do it. I was so bad, and I was so scared I wouldn't even go full throttle on the straightaway.
That's funny.
And then I never asked about it anymore, so we kind of stopped.
Okay.
And when I was 10, I changed schools, and I ended up being in the same class as my cousin, and he started racing the year before, and he started to invite me to go to his races.
Okay.
And when I went to the track again, I just fell in love with it. Really, I really wanted to be in the track, and from then on, I started asking my dad, and he wouldn't give me the go kart because he thought I just I didn't love it.
Okay. Yeah.
He only wanted me to be a driver if I was crazy about it, and he
Mhm.
didn't feel like I was.
Okay.
But I was.
You had
when I was
to
10.
convince him.
Yeah, and he only gave me the go kart when I was 11, so basically 1 year after.
Yeah.
And I practiced for about 5 months, and then we went to racing, and I was still terrible. So my first whole year, I was just really battling for second to last or third to last or something like that,
Mhm.
and I was really sad about it.
Okay.
But then I started to practice really, really hard, and in the next year, I think I won every race that I
Wow.
raced.
All right.
So this year, kind of, I was like, oh, I think I can do that. So let's do it. And it's been like that for the last years.
Yeah.
Not especially winning, but just loving to be racing.
That's it, right? It's the beauty of it. And I think, well, obviously your dad shows that as well, because Rubens will show up at a Florida Winter Tour rock race, or he'll show up at the Super Nationals or whatever to run. I love when he comes and races KZ with the guys, because he's top 10 running against all these guys that are 20 years old. So he obviously loves it as well. And you have that same feeling, which I think is great.
Yeah, for sure. And as you were talking about Florida Winter Tour, my first Florida Winter Tour win was against Kiko.
Was it really?
He qualified on pole out of 60 carts, and I
Wow,
qualified fourth. And we went to the pre-final. I think we were tied, and we had a pretty good battle, and I won. He wasn't even on the podium, actually. I don't know what happened, but I mean, we've been always battling, really.
Is this going to be like a lifelong battle, or I'll be announcing you guys at IndyCar one day? The two of you guys, 5-10 years down the line.
I don't think that would be too bad.
You be okay with that?
Me and Kiko, we've always we already were good friends in Brazil.
Yeah.
But when we came to United States, we were even closer, just because we're the only two Brazilians racing.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to dinner every single day. So yeah, but I mean, as I told you, we're always gonna fight each other. We're never gonna let the other win.
Of course.
But if the other does, it makes me happier than if other guy does.
It's kind of reminded me a little bit of the Tony Kanaan, Elio Castro Neves, where these guys were such good friends. They lived together for a bit, coming up through the ranks. Speaking of Tony Kanaan, I know that I saw him at the racetrack there, and I know that he and your father are very good friends, and TK was in your paddock talking to you a little bit. he obviously knows the Speedway. Was he able to give you some tips for this particular weekend race?
Yeah, well, if for first, it's amazing to be around those guys.
Yeah.
They just have so much experience, and the tips they gave me was just to focus on the right thing because they knew I had the speed this weekend. So yeah, it's really just amazing to be close to them. And TK was even in Pabst racing there, talking to everybody.
Yeah.
And it made me feel important, I'd say, just because having TK and Rubens Barrichello in my team, it wasn't too bad.
You're good. That's good.
Yeah, it was really good.
What's in your plans down the line? Are you looking at Indy Pro 2000 next year? Is IndyCar the focus for you? Obviously, you're in the road to Indy. Do you want to try to get to IndyCar? Is that it?
So basically, my dream was always to get into F1.
Okay.
But starting our single seat career, we didn't find the budget to do it.
Yeah.
So we found the F4, which was a pretty good start, and then we actually read. I don't remember where, but we read about Road to Indy, and we just wanted to join.
Yeah.
And I think it was a right decision, just because in the United States we have such better opportunities than Europe. I don't know why, but I personally feel like if you win the F2 title in Europe, they're like, yeah, congrats. But if you win the Indy Lights Championship, you do have a lot more opportunities to go to IndyCar.
It's $1 million.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And $1 million now is 6 million in Brazilian money.
Okay.
So it's a lot, really.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, we just had better opportunities. People ask me if I want to go to IndyCar or F1 or Formula E even. But my dream is to become professional. Yeah. Just to have my family, my house, and to basically have racing as my job. But it wouldn't be really a job, would it? Because
it's still a job. I hear you.
A job.
Hey, listen, look at this here. We got a little congratulations for you here.
Thank you so much.
Braden Eves.
Yeah, get well soon, bro. I think I know you're really strong. For sure you're one of the best in Road to Indy. So yeah, just you come back stronger. I'm afraid you'll go back stronger, because if we race against each other again, I think I'll have to really up my game.
You talked about the fact that you and Braden racing each other in karts, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We raced. When I went up to senior, he was already there, and he was obviously already winning all the races. Yeah. And my first race, it was in NOLA, and I think he qualified on pole, and I qualified on third. And I was shaking before the start because I was so hyped that I was starting behind him, and with all the people, it was really good memories.
That's fantastic. All right, so listen, let's cap things off. It's been a great interview. It's been great having you with me. Mid-Ohio next weekend. How much different do you feel going to the Mid-Ohio now than you did earlier in the year? Now that you've got those wins under your belt now, you feel better?
Yeah, as I told you, I think I'm even more relaxed than last time. And I also had my first pole position in Mid-Ohio, which was actually together with Braden, because he also did the pole there, so we went together.
That's right. Yep.
To take the picture. And I'm just really confident to go there now that I have 2 wins in my bag. Maybe we could get some more in Mid-Ohio.
That's how it works, man. Open the floodgates, start winning races.
Yeah, right.
Hey, listen, congratulations, bud. I'm really proud of you. Obviously, it's great for the family to have your dad there. I know that you said he was crying. He does that a lot. He's an emotional guy. I love it. Another thing, I expect you guys to potentially run. I think you should run the Daytona 24 hours together someday.
That's my dad's dream.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah, right.
I love it. That's good. Well, listen, congratulations again on your first 2 wins in USF2000. I guess I'll see you on Thursday when we get to Mid-Ohio, hopefully. Otherwise, thank you for taking the time out to talk to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Take care, bud. There he is, guys. That is Eduardo Barrichello. Awesome to have him with me here on the show. He's obviously what a great kid and a great opportunity to meet, again, another one of the young drivers working their way up the road to Indy. He's focused on IndyCar, but he'll go sports car racing with his dad if he gets an opportunity to do it. Just another one of the great personalities in the sport, a great personality on the road to Indy, and those two big wins. I always say this: once you get those two victories, get that win, floodgates open up. As he talked about the confidence, the comfort level, I have a feeling that the momentum is going to carry through to Mid-Ohio. And Eduardo said, even before we went on the broadcast, not thinking about championship. He wants just to win races. Well, we saw what he could do at Indianapolis. He gets a couple more victories at Mid-Ohio. This thing's going to be blown wide open for sure. Again, thank you so much for joining me here on Facebook. This will go up on YouTube. I'll get that done here right now as well. I'll turn it to the podcast. If you're a podcast listener, make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, or Spotify. Have the podcast on all of those platforms as well, and it will be on YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube right now, please do me a favor, comment below, and make sure you like and subscribe so that I can start pumping this channel up a little bit. Otherwise, I appreciate it, folks. It was a great couple of days at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Anytime you can be at IMS, it's a great day. It was fun to be there. The racing was amazing. We saw Braden Eves coming on to say congratulations to Dudu. Braden, all the best to you. I think you're getting out of the hospital today, which is absolutely awesome. Hope you get well soon. Work on that recovery. We can't wait to get you back in the family, my friend. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Book it.